She was a gifted comedian, in my opinion. There's no question about that. She understood comedy. She had developed herself. Nobody gave her that peculiar, those marvelous mannerisms, the thin, high voice, the funny look, whatever was Marilyn, you know, that people imitate and never quite come up to. That was all her. Nobody could say, look, this is a professional commitment. You must do it. You go on whether you feel good or not. She could not do it until she herself was ready. She developed a character. How much of that rubbed off on her, keeping that character, so that it became ingrained when she was off screen also, or how much of it truly was her that she just bent the part to, I don't know, but they did become intertwined. You couldn't tell where one left off and the other began. She did not have the disposition, the evenness, or the talents of some other actors. There's no question. But what she was doing was fighting and using more of what she had. It was more of a struggle for her. Billy had given her every conceivable kind of direction, about using obstacles, counterpoints, relating to your grandmother's raincoat, whatever. I have never heard such brilliant, marvelous, diversified direction given to one actor in my life. All of them legitimate, all of them within the realm of legitimate behavior of that character in that circumstance. Nothing worked. Still, it would be sorry, and the hands would go again, and we'd start again. About take 44, Billy finally said, when Marilyn said, sorry, again, he said, oh, well, I tell you, Marilyn, possibly if you were to, and she said, just a moment, Billy, don't talk to me now. I'll forget how I want to play it. Well, I tell you, that did it. I blew the next two takes.
And the great success of Monroe, I think, was that she did not infuriate the female. By that I mean, if I told my wife after I worked or saw a picture with Monroe, let's say, she said, my God, I'm crazy about her. She says she would understand it. But if I told her, boy, God, do I wish I could spend the night with Farrah Fawcett, Major, she would hit me in the mouth. I remember when we were doing 7 Year Itch, you know, she came down the staircase, we were rehearsing, and she wore a nightgown, and it was kind of falling way out and falling straight down, you know, like the Niagara Falls. And I went up there and I said, Marilyn, are you wearing a brassiere? And she stared at me, you know, like I accused her of being a forger. A brassiere? And she picked up my hand and put it on top of those two marble edifices. And I apologized. Never again did I dare to ask, but there was pride, you know, the integrity of that thing. We would have like 300 extras, and she would show up in 2 in the afternoon. And I said, what happened? And she said, I lost my way. Now, she stayed at the same house. The studio was not moved overnight, and she had lost her way. I think that the help that she got from the director added just a little bit. The help she got from her studies with various acting groups, I think only confused her. I think that she was born with something that is beyond directing. No matter how you suffered through those days and weeks and pulling those lines out like a dentist, they looked so absolutely and totally natural once you see them, and you loved on the screen, and that's the one that's thing that survived, you know.
Were you surprised at her early death?
Those violent desires have violent endings. It was a very special human being, and I knew that it's not going to be a simple third act curtain, you know, coming out. I just could not visualize Monroe in a rocking chair or in the motion picture relief home or married to somebody who is a pilot for United Airlines. I just could not quite visualize that. She had no handle on life, but by God, she had some other things, you know, that if we knew what they were, we could sell that patent to DuPont and they could manufacture it, because one would think that it's not that difficult. Maybe it's tough to make another Garbo. But it should be easy. A blonde, small girl with a sweet face. My God, there should be thousands of them. They come from all over the world. Doesn't make him Monroe.